What's going on, all my Pokey Peeps? It's your boy Pokey Pete, and we are back at it with another one. So as you guys know, this is going to be more of an informative channel, and we're just going to try to put out some good information and share everything that I've learned and try to guide some people into making some good choices. But on top of informative, I want it to still be a fun channel, and I want to do stuff that no other people are doing. So, yeah, as much as it's going to be informative, we're also going to blow stuff up. For example, today, we've got some slabs, and we are going to put these slabs through the ringer, and we're going to find out which grading service can survive the most. So, we're literally going to blow slabs up with explosives today. Should be fun. Let's take a look at what we got. So, first up, we got a PSA slab. We got a PSA 6 Melmetal V here. The PSA slab is pretty thin. Truthfully, I've broken these with my hands before. So I am not expecting this one to survive. First thing we're going to do is we're going to throw all of these into the pool. We're going to get them in 6 feet of water. We're going to leave them there for a half hour. And we're going to see if any water damage occurs. Then once everything dries out fully a little later tonight, we are literally going to blow these up with some M5000s that we got from the fireworks store, since fireworks are legal here where I live. And we're going to strap them onto these slabs, light them up, and see what happens. We're going to see if a slab can survive an explosion. PSA, my guess, water damage, yes. And my guess, explosion is going to break this slab open. I don't think this is going to survive either the pool or the explosion. Next up, we got my personal favorite slab. We got CGC, and I've broken these with my hands before too. I have barehanded a few of these. Just this past weekend, I barehanded like 3 of these. We're going to see if Charizard can take an explosion, though. So CGC, I like their slabs. They're a little thicker. They're pretty quality. Truthfully, I think CGC is going to get waterlogged, and I think CGC is going to blow up in the explosion. I do not think Charizard is going to make it. But we really hope he does. We got a first print Charizard here. I know some people would love to have this card. We're going to blow it up. Next up, we finally got a Beckett slab. I managed to go to my one of my local game stores, and I just picked up some like random slabs. I got this one from a kid named Cooper. Super nice guy. And he kind of just hooked us up on it. That way we could blow it up. Like literally so we could blow it up. The Beckett slab, I think, is going to survive the water. I've never broken one of these before. They're pretty thick. They're pretty well put together. I think that the Beckett slab is going to survive the water. And I also have a feeling that it's going to crack and it's going to get scuffed. But I think that the Beckett card is going to survive an explosion. I really do think that this could take an M80. Now, other than just doing the big 3, I wanted to test some other slabs. So we got this random leaf metal slab. And the reason we picked this one up, guys, is because it feels pretty thick. Like, in comparison to Beckett, this is a pretty thick slab. It's made of a similar material. So I kind of feel like this might actually survive. I'm not positive. Now, the card is not in a sleeve itself. Truthfully, I think water is going to seep into this. And I don't think this is going to survive the water. But I do think that this slab is thick enough to have a chance at surviving the explosion. I mean, the slab itself probably won't, but I think the card might. And last but not least, I picked up an HGA slab. So we got this HGA Russ Westbrook slab. Guys, HGA slabs are like super, super indestructible. I've thrown one of these at a brick wall before, and it didn't crack, it didn't scratch, it bounced back and hit me. So like, I am fully confident that this slab is going to survive everything. I think that the HGA slab... My guess, if I had to pick one slab to survive all the elements, I think it's about to be HGA. So, we're going to try this out, though. We are about to go throw these in my pool, and we're going to leave them there for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to dive in and fish them out, and we are going to just see what happens. And then after we get them out of the pool, we'll compare them again. We'll start looking at some water damage, if there's any water damage. We'll see. Maybe they survive. Who knows? You never know. A card may survive the elements. And then after that, we blow them up with explosives. Everybody loves explosive. I know you guys love explosives. So I thought that this would be like a fun little informational and educational video where we can blow stuff up. Because who doesn't love blowing stuff up? Like, I'm sure some of you guys are curious. If the house caught fire and there was a big explosion, would your cards survive? Let's find out. I'm down to try it. We'll do it for the culture. But we'll check right back in with you guys in a second from my backyard. All right, guys, we're back. We're here. We're in the backyard. We got all 5 slabs. We got my pool. Let's see what happens. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not. These slabs are floating. Melmetal's over here. He's floating around. Charizard's floating over there. Magnezone floating over there. So it looks like the big 3 might actually be waterproof and designed to float. I'm not really sure. That's kind of hard to see without getting in the water. But down there at the bottom, you can see we've got our HGA slab and our leaf slab. Our leaf slab's somewhere down there too. It sank, but we don't even, I can't even see it. But yeah, guys, the big 3 are staying at the top. I kind of didn't expect them to float, but the other ones sank right away. I also don't see any air bubbles coming up on the surface, so who knows? Maybe these are going to survive. All right, guys, it's been 30 minutes. We're back outside. The BGS slab is still floating. The CGC slab is still floating. And the PSA slab, hard to see, but it's out there, still floating. So after 30 minutes, they're still floating. I'm pretty confident that at this point we can say the slabs might be waterproof. They might be more waterproof than I first thought. I mean, if they're floating on the surface like that, that kind of tells me that they're probably not damaged. Like, I'd have to think that water's not getting in there, otherwise they'd sink, but we're about to go in and find out. Guys, don't know if you can hear me too well, but we got my dad, we got my dogs, they're helping us out, and we're gonna get in this pool, and we're gonna get these slabs, we're gonna see if there's any water damage on them. You guys gonna come swimming with me? What do you think? It is cold in the middle of October, but first up, we got PSA. We're gonna keep him right here while we go under. Let's see, where is HGA, and the other slabs are over here. PSA slab doesn't look like it's damaged, guys. We're gonna get the rest. All right, we got our HGA and our leaf slab. We've got our CGC slab. Let's grab our PSA slab off the ledge. We got our Beckett slab dished out. Guys, these slabs might all be waterproof. I'm actually not seeing any damage to any of these cards. So here we go, guys. We got the Melmetal. I don't know. We're gonna dry them off and go back to the studio in a second. But we got Charizard. I mean, these cards do not look wet. Slabs? Who knows? They might be waterproof. Russ looks like he survived. Now, I thought for sure at least 1 or 2 of these was gonna be like completely drenched and crinkly and water damaged, but as you guys can see, I mean, we don't have to worry about it. None of these are getting wet. These are like waterproof. No bubbles even after I throw it in there. There's no water inside the slab. Like, I'm gonna say they're waterproof, water resistant. Check 1. Next, explosions. All right, guys, we're back in the studio now. Just got out of the pool. Finally dry enough to come in here. Still a little wet, but you know, it's pretty cold out there, by the way. In October, going in the pool, it was cold. But we are back. We're here for science, and I am happy to report some of these grading companies, I mean, I know they floated, but water resistant is still pretty good. We're going to take a look at these slabs real quick. So first one we're going to look at, the off-brand leaf slab. Now, you guys saw, this one sank to the bottom of the pool. This one was in the bottom of the pool for 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes, the card itself doesn't look too bad. Not a whole lot of water actually got to where the card is, but you guys can kind of see over here there's some moisture buildup, and you guys can see the label has definitely been affected by water. There's still some water in there right there. So, Leaf, I'm going to say water resistant because it did survive like 30 minutes underwater, but definitely not waterproof. I am a little surprised though at how good the card still looks. Next up, here we are. We got the HGA slab. Now, this is the slab that I thought was going to perform the best in this test overall. This one also sank to the bottom of the ocean, you know. It was down there for a while, and, you know, we're looking at it. Label, not too bad. Nothing going on there. As far as water damage in the card is concerned, I mean, this card looks pretty good to me. Everything about it looks pretty good to me. I'm going to go ahead and say HGA slab. I mean, maybe a tiny bit of moisture starting to come in there. Yeah, it looks like that's on the inside, so maybe a little, well, no, it's on the back. No, it's on the inside. So a little moisture did creep in, but it doesn't look like it's hurting the card. I don't know, HGA, they're definitely a bit better than Leaf. Again, I'm going to say this is probably water resistant, probably not waterproof. Next up, we got our BGS slab. And guys, this Beckett slab looks the same. It's the same exact card. There's no water anywhere in sight. There's no signs of water. This one floated the entire time. There is no signs of any sort of water in here. There's nothing going on. Like, there's no moisture at all. I'm going to say 100% Beckett slabs are water resistant. We held it underwater for, you know, not long, 20, 30 seconds. We just held it under the pool. And no air bubbles popped up. No water got in. I'm giving Beckett a check, at least water resistant. Melmetal V from PSA. Now, this one kind of surprised me. I thought for sure this PSA card was going to be drenched. I mean, this is such a small plastic. It's such a thin, like, plastic cheapy material. I thought for sure that this card was going to have so much water damage, but as you guys can see, this card has completely survived the water. Again, it just floated on top. We held it under 30 seconds, no damage. We're gonna call it water resistant. And last but not least, the CGC Charizard. No signs of any moisture in there. The slab itself still looking crystal clear. Charizard looks fine. Label looks fine. CGC slab also floats, so that's a good sign. I'm going to say our best three from experiment number 1, CGC, Beckett, and PSA, they all floated, so in the random event of a tidal wave or a hurricane and your cards get washed away, I would say it's safe to say that these might be able to be found and they might be able to be saved. You never know. You know, next time I go to the beach, I'm going to take some slabs with us and we're going to throw some in the water and we're just going to see what happens. But right now, I would say all 5 passed the water test. They're all water resistant. And I would say CGC, BGS, and PSA are by far the best. They will definitely be the ones that I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how the explosion test goes. Really, I can't wait to strap explosives on these later tonight and literally just see what happens. After seeing the slabs kind of survive the water, I'm not going to lie, I kind of have a little bit of hope that one of these slabs might actually be able to survive an M5000 explosive. But I guess we'll find that out later, or for you guys, in about 3 seconds. But alright guys, we'll see you tonight. Alright guys, we are back, and now it is nighttime. As you can see, we are not doing any explosions. I know I told you guys we would do some explosions, but I wanted to take this time to really try to make an informative video and kind of test the limits on some slabs. So earlier today, when we did it, we did our 30-minute test, and the slabs floated, and they definitely showed that they're very water resistant. Like if a tidal wave came through, these slabs would stay up top. But I want to see what's going to happen when they sink. So we rubber band them all together. We got some weight on here because rubber banding them wasn't enough. I tried throwing that in the pool and it didn't work. And we're going to go ahead and see with the weight if it will sink. Like, let's find out. Let's see. There we go. There we go, guys. It is at the bottom of the ocean, or the pool in this case. We're going to leave it overnight. So it's about 9 o'clock at night right now, and we'll probably come fish this out of the ocean let's say 10:30, 11 o'clock tomorrow. We'll fish it out, give it a full 14, 16-hour cycle underwater, and we'll see if there's any water damage done to the PSA, BGS, or CGC slab.
Back. It is 10 a.m. The cards have been in there for over 24 hours. We're gonna fish them out using the net, and we're gonna see what's up. So as you guys can see, they stay fully submerged, and we're gonna see if we can fish these out real quick. Come on, net. Let's see. Let's get it in the net. All right, guys, the one-handed net approach is not working for me, so we're gonna put the phone down. I'm gonna grab the slabs, and we will see you guys in 1 second. I need both hands to grab these out. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody here to help me, so we're gonna go off screen. We're gonna grab these real quick, but just know they've been sitting in this pool, I promise you guys, 14 hours. It's been crazy. All right, guys, we were struggling with the net, but as you can see, we got them out. We'll take them back upstairs. We'll look at them under some harsher light, but just wanted to show you guys. We got them out. Let's take a quick look at, let's just take a quick look at what we got. Let's see if we can see some damage, or if any of these actually survived for 24 hours or 12 hours underwater. So this guy, I mean, he already had water damage to begin with. So Leaf, you're not waterproof. Let's check out, what do we got next? PSA. Honestly, guys, I mean, it's gonna be hard to tell without drying it, but it looks like a little moisture did get in on that label. It's definitely not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, though. I thought these cards were gonna be drenched and like crunkled and wet. PSA doesn't look that bad. All right, BGS. BGS looks pretty good, actually. I don't think any water got into the slab at all. I think BGS is waterproof. I'm pretty sure BGS is waterproof. Jesus, I can't get these slabs. HGA. I mean, all these, dude, these are not looking bad. Okay, this one, this there, well, yeah, no, this one definitely has a bunch of water, and it's on the card. It's trapped behind the card. So, HGA, just like Leaf, meh, not saving it. And last but not least, CGC. CGC is soaked. Look at that. Look at that top label, man. That is a wet label. I don't know. It's only like in some of it, though. It's a wet label. I think this card's pretty soaking wet, too. So, I would say, out of all of them, I think BGS is the only one that might actually be, like, fully waterproof. Even if water got into the slab, it's in its own protected plastic sleeve. So, yeah, I kind of feel like this might be waterproof. But we'll check them out when they dry and when we're inside.
Good morning, Pokey Peeps. We just fished out those slabs that we left overnight in my pool. It is still morning. I am still sleepy. I am not a morning person. Full disclosure. I got my coffee. We're going to try to wake up here. Delicious. But we got some fun updates. So we just kind of wanted to go over that and get the game plan for the rest of the video rocking and rolling. So, as you guys might have saw already, some little clips. We threw the slabs back in the pool because why not? You know, I felt like it wouldn't have been a full test if we didn't keep all the slabs fully submerged for an extended period of time. So we went ahead, tied some weights down, and we kept those slabs in the pool for about 14 hours. Pretty significant amount of time if you ask me. I would say after 14 hours, they're either going to be wet or they're not. So these are going to be the results. We're just going to take a quick look at the finished results. And then we are going to get ready for the explosives. That's happening later today. I am super excited for that. So let's just start off here. First up, we got this leaf slab. And as you guys can see, it got even more water. I mean, this one didn't survive the 30-minute test, let alone the overnight test. So, but the card itself, I mean, like, honestly, the card is soaked, but it still looks good in the slab. Like, it doesn't look bad. You can see where all the water is. Like, you can, let's see, can we get it to move on screen? Maybe. There you go. You guys see it spreading out. All that water. So, tons of water in here. Not waterproof. Not really super water resistant, but yeah, that's Leaf. Off-brand slab, didn't survive. No surprise. Next up, we've got our HGA slab, and this water is coming out of the slab still. We had all these wiped clean. Again, HGA slab. The card looks nice, and it might be hard to tell, but there is definitely a good amount of water in here. See if we can find some to get on screen. The HGA slab definitely got wet. You can kind of see it a little bit. Maybe not with the glares. Maybe not just on camera. But there's like still water running right here. This card is kind of hard to see. You can kind of see it right there though. Hold on. I had the angle right there. You can kind of see where the water ends. Where that like water line is. So HGA did not pass our water test. Alright, next up. Oh, we got my favorite of all the slab companies, CGC. And yeah, guys, they didn't pass the water test. CGC slabs are water resistant. They do float. So, you know, we'll give credit where it's due. They float, they're water resistant. They are not waterproof in the slightest. This card, you can kind of see where that water damage happened there. I mean, the label speaks for itself. The back of it, I mean, there's still like water in there. This slab is drenched, which is kind of what I thought was going to happen. So, you know, CGC, water resistant, not waterproof. PSA. Yeah, PSA did pretty good. Water did get in. You can kind of still see it right there by the barcode. I think there's a couple more spots over by the actual card too. They did better than I thought they did, and truthfully, when I crack this card out, I'm not positive how much water damage is going to come. It looks like most of the water just kind of stayed up here, like in the PSA logo area. I mean, you can kind of see some of it moving around right there by the card, but then like not getting into the card. Let me like squeeze it. You can kind of see that, but it doesn't like go into the card. So I'm not sure. When we explode it later, maybe it won't be wet. Maybe it'll just be on fire. We'll have to find out. And last but definitely not least, Beckett. Beckett, guys. Beckett slabs. I can say with confidence, Beckett slabs are waterproof. So PSA, CGC, both water resistant. They both float. In a storm or something, you drop them in a lake by accident, they're going to float to the top. Your cards aren't going to get damaged. You know, if some kid goes like full, you know, Weavile on you and just like throws all your cards off the Titanic, you're going to be fine. You know, you can get them. They're going to float. We're going to be good. Beckett slabs, though? I mean, like, if the submarine sinks, the Beckett slab's safe. It'll float right back to the top, and while it's under there, it's not going to get any water in it. I mean, this thing was 6 feet deep for 14 hours and has gotten no water damage. Not a single drop of water got in this slab. There's no moisture buildup anywhere. There is no sign that any water was ever in this slab. So I'm going to say it now. Beckett slabs. I kind of had a feeling that Beckett was going to be the most protective. And now I'm kind of like confirming it. They are waterproof. I'm gonna give them the waterproof designation. Beckett, good job. Now, while we're here, I know you guys are all super excited for the explosions. You clicked on the video because it said Charizard's going to explode. I promise you, it's coming. It's next. We're going to actually strap everything on and get ready right here, right now. That way, the very next clip you guys see after this one is just an explosion. Like, we're going to go right into the explosions. So, first and foremost, let me start by saying we have planned this out for a few days now. We've talked to multiple people, including like the fire chief and like a couple of police officers. We've gone over some legality of all this, and we've gotten the response is that it's legal, but that we still shouldn't do it, but that it's legal. And then we've gotten all the proper safety protocols to follow if we do it, which we are going to follow every last one of them. All right, guys? Do not try this at home. Whatever you do, please do not try this at home. This is a one-time thing. We're just doing it to see what happens. It was based on a whim. Please do not try this at home. All right, I'm gonna preface all that. Please do not try this at home. And this is what we're gonna be doing though. We got some M5000s is what they're called. They're kind of like M80s, little firecrackers. We're sticking 3 of them together, and we're gonna strap those to the slabs. So we got our tape, and we're just gonna tape it down onto the slab. And then we've got a giant clay field. You guys will see the clay field. There's nothing but red clay for about 500-yard radius, so it's perfectly safe. There's no foliage. There's like nothing that's gonna catch on fire essentially. So we're taking all the proper protocols, and yeah, we're gonna blow these up. We're gonna just tape them up here, get it all ready. That way, the next time you guys see us, we will be in that big red clay field with our bomb strapped, and we will be we'll be blowing these up. So I don't know, guys. After the water test, I gotta say, I'm kind of more inclined to say that Beckett is gonna like win. I think Beckett Slabs. Jesus, this tape is not working for me. This tape is this is some strong tape. It doesn't even want to cut. Doesn't want to cut. Doesn't want to rip. Tape is. I mean that's good though, because that means that the explosive concussive blasts that we're leaving on here are gonna work. There we go. I'm not gonna make you guys struggle and watch me put tape on all these. Just wanted to show you a couple of them, see what we're doing. So, as you guys can see, we got our explosive strapped. We're ready to go. We've given you the disclaimer. Pokey Pete is not telling you to explode stuff. Please do not go explode stuff. If you do go explode stuff, please take the proper protocols. We're going to have protective eyewear. We're going to have a fire extinguisher just in case. We're doing this in a giant open space where there is nothing flammable that could possibly catch fire. Like, if you guys are going to do anything, please do it safely. Please follow all your state laws, all your regulations. Where I live, these are legal. These are totally fine. We've talked to everybody that we need to talk to, and we've basically been told how to do this safely and properly. So please do not do this without consulting anybody. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. We're gonna explode a Charizard. That's where we're at, right? It's Charizard's turn to explode. Water is super effective against fire, but is fire gonna beat the Fire Boy? We'll find out in just a minute. All right, guys, we're back. We're here. We're in the dirt, big clay field. We're getting ready. We're getting set up. I got my friend with me. We're strapping up the first one, getting the camera set up. We're about to blow up some slabs. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna test it out. We're gonna blow some stuff up and see which grading surface can survive the most of a concussive blast. Test number 1, we got the leaf, we got the lighter. It's going up. Didn't get it. I swear I did. Was that slab? No. Did this slab actually like survive? I mean, the slab pretty much is fine. Yeah. Completely survived. A little bit of scuff.
I mean, we'll clean it off and you can look at it later.
All right, guys, we're going in for number 2. We got the HGA. I don't think these... Whoa, back. Whoa. Yeah, I think these are fine. That's like not even scuffed. That's like not even scuffed. Yeah, these slabs are kind of survived. Leaf and HGA survived. We're up to PSA. Let's see it. Let's see if the first of the big three can survive a concussive blast. I got at least two of them. Oh, PSA cracked. Yo, let's go. We finally have our first damaged slab. PSA with a big old crack in the middle. Dynamite does blow up slabs, guys. It's good to know. We'll show that. We'll clean it off and show it off. All right, BGS is next. PSA got a big old crack. BGS is a bit thicker though. This is the only slab that is completely waterproof. Let's see if it's fireproof too. I only got one of them. Looks good. Looks good. Looks pretty clean to me. Maybe a little heat blasted, but pretty clean overall. Yeah, these slabs are surviving. I'm very surprised at how well these slabs are surviving. Got some new slabs. All right, guys, the moment you've all been waiting for. Can the fire lizard survive the fire blast?
That could be another video.
Did he get blown up? Did he get blown to bits?
It got a little bit damaged.
All right, guys, CGC is the weakest slab. We finally got one that actually blew the fuck. I kind of thought that was going to be the case, if I'm being honest. All right, guys, we're back. Wow, some explosions. That was a lot of fun today. Not going to lie, my inner Sid just came out, and I was super, super excited to blow up all those slabs. Me and William are definitely going to be doing that again. We got some cool information. I haven't looked at the slabs yet. We're going to do that together. I grabbed some wipes, and we are going to go ahead and just wrap this video up by wiping everything down and seeing how much damage was actually done to the slabs and to the cards. So here we go. Let's start taking a look at some of these. So we're going to just kind of go in the order that I picked them up off the ground. So we got, first one up is going to be the Russ Westbrook, the HGA slab. This guy, he got blown up. Oh, man. Tape stayed on pretty good. Honestly, I am kind of surprised at how well these slabs did hold up versus some, like, micro explosives. So, got ourselves some wipes here, and we're just going to go ahead and wipe these cards down. Kind of see what's up with them, see how much of this is actually going to come off, how good the slab might look after the fact. Let's see what we're at. Oh man, there is definitely some pretty deep scratches on this. When we first blew it up, it didn't look like there was like any actual damage to the HGA slab, but after we clean it up a bit, we can kind of tell there's a pretty big chunk right there. Really deep, but honestly, like, slab held up pretty well. I mean, it had 3 M5000 strapped to it, and it held up pretty well. The water definitely got this one. We're also going to go ahead and crack these slabs and just kind of take a look at the cards inside. And honestly, if you guys are interested, let me know if you guys are interested. If you guys are interested in this, we might actually grade these cards again and just see how they grade before and after all of this damage getting done to them. So we're going to go ahead and start by cracking them out. Oh yeah, this slab, this label is wet. You can feel the label is wet. There we go. Let's see. It's honestly not too bad. We're going to hold on to this just in case we do decide to regrade it. Let me know if you guys want this regraded in the comments. So let me know if you think that would be fun. Like grade the cards, in water, and then blew up. I think that has potential to be a really fun video. Fun little slab return. Jesus, these HGA slabs do not want to break open. Oh, man. Okay, guys. This card is completely drenched. It's stuck to the slab. I don't know if you guys can see the moisture build up there. Like, this card is wet. Oh, yeah, we could probably wring this out. Like, this thing is wet, wet. Wet, wet. Okay. But hey, like, honestly, overall, I'm surprised that there's not more damage to this. I am truly surprised that there is not more damage to this. We're just going to put these guys over here for now. Let's move on. Charizard and the CGC slab. Oh boy. So, a lot of gunpowder still on this bad boy. A lot of explosion dust. This guy was a lot of fun. I think the Charizard was the best explosion. And honestly, I couldn't ask for anything more than that. Like, it was so fitting that this was the best explosion. We got like a scorch mark on there. Is that what that is? That's what it looks like to me. A little scorch mark. Getting this tape off. This tape is like singed to the slab. There we go. Let's get this wipe. Let's wipe it down a bit. You know, we'll get a fresh wipe. Each slab can get its own fresh wipe. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And let's see what the Zard looks like after we clean it up. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that is scorched, guys. That is straight up. That is a blast. That is an explosion. That is awesome. Oh man, I love to see it. I'm here for this. Like, why would we not be blowing slabs up? Buy junk slabs just to blow them up, guys. Jesus, do you know how much fun this was? This was so much fun. I haven't had this much fun since I was a little kid. Honestly, this is just kind of like nostalgia rebuilding. And I know I could crack it better. I know this is risky, but I feel pretty skilled with my hands. Not damaging the card too much. And we've already kind of got it. I don't want to crack more. Let's go this side now. I mean, honestly, also the card is soaking wet. Oh, you guys can't see that I'm not actually hitting the card. The card is soaking wet too, so like, there's that. Oh man, guys, this thing is wet. I wonder how deep the scorch mark went. All right, here we go. All right, we got the slab out. Again, guys, this thing is singed. And this card is soaking wet. Look at all that water still on here. I mean, it's been out of the pool for over 15 hours now. It's been out of the pool. And it is still just soaking wet. But honestly, again, overall, it doesn't really look that bad. Like, truthfully, this does not look like that bad. Like, I'm going to let these dry out. We'll regrade it and see what happens. Like, I'm curious enough. We'll do it. If you guys want it, we'll do it for sure. Now on to PSA. PSA, I think the inside of this card might actually be dry. I mean, like, I know water got in on the label, but I don't know if it cut the card. And the concussive blast, as you can see, there is cracks everywhere on this guy. It didn't actually chip it, which was impressive. Honestly, PSA being as thin as it is, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more broken and destroyed. But honestly, it's just pretty badly cracked and bruised, you know? Truthfully, the Charizard did have the best explosion because of the way that the firecrackers went off. So, like, having all of the pauses in between explosions definitely did more damage to the slab for that reason. Like, me and Will talked about it. We game planned it. We are 100% doing this again. Whether you guys like it or not, we're 100% doing this again. We want to see how many firecrackers it takes to make a slab go kaboom kaboom. But like, truthfully, the CGC slab never stood a chance because of how the wicks were and how I lit everything. So yeah, but we're gonna see. Oh yeah, this slab is wet. You can see all this water coming out of this. Oh yeah, this is wet. PSA did not pass the water test. Did not. Oh, this is soaking wet. I don't know if you guys can read. Oh yeah, you can see it. Look at that. The fugitive ink is starting to run. This is super, super wet. But what about the card itself? That's what we care about. Oh god. The second I took it out of the PSA slab, it instantly started to curl up and like warp itself and get that water damage. Like, it just needed air. So I guess the whole thing was covered in water. Yeah, this thing is wet. So the whole slab was covered with water when I took it out, and I just didn't realize because of how clear it was. It just like filled with water perfectly tight. This card is definitely damaged. All right, we're gonna do Beckett last because I feel like that one actually survived. Here we go. We've got the Leaf Metal Slab, and this one, just like Charizard, got a nice scorch mark going. That was a good explosion too. This one, they actually all went off at the exact same time, which is awesome because we got a bigger bang and a fierier explosion. But for the most part, this slab looks to be pretty intact. Definitely like some scorch marks. Not that bad once you wipe it off. Now this one is definitely soaking wet on the inside though. Yeah, I'm gonna say Leaf, bulky enough to survive the explosion, 100%. And we're gonna get this card out of here. It's soaking wet though, guys. Oh, this is a thick slab to crack. Oh, but it pushes it open really easy, just like a Beckett slab would. I like that. So here is our crinkled up, totally wet, destroyed label. And our card is definitely like soaked and stuck to the slab. We're going to try to peel it off. Very, very flimsy card. I don't know if this card is just very, very thin. It's also very, very wet. The autograph didn't wash off, so that's kind of cool. Walker Kessler, I don't know who you are, but we're going to dry you out and see what happens. And guys, last but not least, we got the BGS slab. And truthfully, I think this one's okay. Like, I actually think that I'm going to wipe this down, and I think that we're going to have, like, an unscathed slab for the most part. Like, this definitely might still be okay. We're about to find out. I think no matter what, the card survived. So like this Magneton is fine. I'm very, very confident that this Magneton is totally fine, and could even be regraded probably as a 9. Maybe you know, should get the same grade, you would think, consistently. Let's wipe her down. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, guys. The Beckett slab is just a beast. It's got a lot of gunk on it, a lot of explosive gunk on it. But look at that. Definitely got scratched up a bit. Definitely got some scuffs. Definitely got some scratches from the explosion. But no chips, no real damage to it, honestly. Like, this slab is super, super good. We're gonna crack into it. Make sure no water was damaging this. I don't think any water got in here. There we go. The thick Beckett slab. Oh yeah, guys, this is still dry. And Beckett slabs are so thick, so protective, honestly. Definitely a bit harder to crack. There we go. We're getting in there. Boom. We got it though. Once you get it, you get it. And now, the cool thing about Beckett Slabs, this label is completely dry, by the way. This is a completely dry, completely fine label other than me, like, just scuffing it. The cool thing about Beckett is that they do put it in a sleeve. That fell right out. No water even got in that sleeve. Look at this, guys. This card is fine. This card took no damage. But even if some water did get in, it wouldn't have been able to get into the sleeve, because the sleeve is completely closed off. So you actually have to cut these open to get the cards out. So we're going to be careful, and we're going to cut this bad boy open. And do we not get it deep enough? Sometimes they're tricky. Guys, this card is completely dry. This card is completely scratch free. Beckett Slabs, saving cards from tidal waves and explosions since day one. Yeah, guys, I can confidently say Beckett has the best slab design. I can confidently say that Magnezone should regrade a 9, no problem. This was a really fun experiment. We're definitely going to do something like this again. Maybe not for YouTube, but definitely for blowing stuff up sake. Let me know what you guys think. Was this fun? Did you guys like this? Do you guys want to know more? Like, do you guys have anything that you want to see if a slab can survive? I'm definitely down to do it for the cause. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Like, did Beckett, is Beckett actually the best slab? Like, I still hate the design. I still won't buy them. But I think this kind of proves that Beckett has the best slab. I think a lot of people already thought that way. But I think that this definitely proves it. Beckett slabs are going to be very well protected. You know, if you're on a boat and the boat goes down, the slabs will be okay. Go find them later and dig them up. You know, if for whatever reason you're on a demolition site and you have a Beckett Charizard with you, don't worry about it if things go boom, because that slab was perfectly fine. We strapped, you know, you guys saw the explosions. Like, the slab is fine. It came out unscathed. The card is perfect. So I think this experiment was definitely a success, and I think that if we're going to rank the grading companies, I would say Leaf and HGA are definitely still at the bottom of my list, mostly because they got completely waterlogged, you know, without being underwater for, you know, more than 30 minutes. They were definitely way less water resistant. They did survive the explosion a bit better, but truthfully, all the slabs, I think, protect the cards enough from the explosion. None of the cards really seem to have any singe marks or damage, so I think the water was definitely a lot more important as far as, like, the rankings go. After that, I would probably put PSA, CGC. I think that they're probably tied, to be truthful. Definitely waterlogged cards. Definitely saw a lot of damage to the slabs from the explosions. So I think I feel pretty confident saying that their quality is about the same as far as, like, protectiveness. And then BGS, nothing touched it. BGS, nothing touched it. I can't say anything else. Like, there's no arguing this. BGS, you guys have the best slab quality. You can survive the water and the fire and the explosions and the concussions. You got it. Good job, BGS. Like, shout out to BGS. Hats off for BGS. They protect the cards the best. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. We will catch you on the next one.